Experiencing life through the lens of a young person in 2021 is not a monolith. There are a countless number of us experiencing very different circumstances, possessing different personalities and sourcing from very different backgrounds. It no longer feels like an expedition up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. In fact, things might be much simpler if it were. If you look into the anatomy of a camera lens, or even how the pages of a book lie on top of one another, if your family is on the verge of poverty, youth unemployment lies on top of that. Or if, like myself, you're vulnerable to systemic racism because you are simply black, that is another layer. Growing up surrounded by your peers who have all watched their parents experience racial injustice and then being seen as the aggressive group because of the colour of our skin, you've got it, that is another layer. When being a female disadvantages me in terms of pay, expectation and achievement, because gender inequality is still a global issue, that is another layer. The universals the world is experiencing, like the impact to young people's schooling, predicted grades, mental health and social lives, can only be seen through the lens of other stressors in all of our lives. Rip any page from a book, the storyline becomes confusing, and for an outsider unaware of the weight a youth carries on their shoulders, it can be too troubling why we face any problems at all. For me, it's will my afro be accepted? For others, it's will my last name affect me in the hiring process? But for us as the BAME grouping, it's 49% more likely to die because of racial inequalities of COVID-19. But through that lens is finding the charity Leadership Through Sport and Business, who flies in like a guardian angel, understands our struggles and prepares us bright young people into meaningful roles. LTSB is mentorship, LTSB is genuine care. LTSB made the transition between adolescence and adulthood less nerve-wracking for me. They've been there to hold our hand on the pathway of our own successes, and when our wings are ready to open and fly, they stand on the ground proudly and capture the life-changing moment with the snap of a camera lens.